Greetings, Zogling Whigger and Manzer Ass Clowns across the Fruit Nut Zog Plain here in the open air coast-to-coast nut house we call Zog Babylon, the third and final. But this show is mainly aimed at Missouri Zoglings. Now, I'm sitting at my sister's trailer, which is none too fancy, just outside of Granby, thank God. I have a number of houses still, and I've been trying for a long time. I'm mainly talking to Granby Zoglings right now. What I did is that, Tuesday, the 13th, there's going to be a meeting or something like that here, and they have a whole bunch of stupid crap here. What they want to do is that, Crooked Ira wants to, and the rest of these retards want to somehow come up with an idea for zoning and telling people how they all live. And, Jamie Arnell's part of it. She believes that y'all go ahead and polish up Granby. And I've told her is that polish up Granby is sort of like polishing up a turd. It can't be done. You can go ahead and harass people and threaten to have the police after them. So the Granby, Pig Life Department, a fine source of villainy, wretchedness, some rape, child molestation, maybe a beating or two for the past, 25 years. But, the main one I want to go ahead and point out, and this is, part of an ongoing thread. What do Purcell, Missouri, Jackson, Mississippi, and Granby, Missouri have in common? And the answer is that the thieving city councils of all three cities have brought their water and sewer works to the brink of, collapse. In the case of Jackson, Mississippi, it's been going on for a long time, and pretty well you end up having to where the council critters of Jackson, Mississippi, comprise over a population was nearly 90% black, have created to where they have about the same waterworks as they do in Haiti or Puerto Rico. What they do is that pretty well the city councils or actually the entire state has these third world people, and they're not able to keep up first world or even second world sewage systems. What they are seeing to where they might as well just take a bucket into the Pearl River as it flows into the Mississippi and just simply get a bucket out and then drink it or not. Now, they have a boil order. The Army Corps of Engineers came in and went ahead and flushed out some of the filters, something like that, but it still has a boil order like it has for most of the past 3 years. So, Jackson, Mississippi is, 90% black. But what do you do about white Negroes whose city council has just simply stolen, and refused to fix the waterworks that they were given? In the case of Purcell, they got, just like Granby got, they got some of this, like Arthur Anderson in, essentially doing an audit of Enron. And Arthur Anderson isn't around no more, for good reason. And the same way, they get Dog and Pony Show audit. They have their little secret protocol, letters to where no one except the crooked city councils are allowed to go ahead and see it. And they're not going to go ahead and let it out because it's a secret. And the question I have is, why you spend $14,000 to make an audit which can't be verified by anyone? Why do you have to? It's just a waste of $14,000. Well, we have to be doing it, okay? Why don't you go ahead and spend twice or 2.5 times as much for a state audit? And have the state auditor go ahead and look. Well, the reason they're not going to do that in Granby, until they have to, It's the same reason they didn't do it in Purcell, a town in Jasper County, which is about a third the size of Granby, about 600-700 people. So, why are you not going ahead and doing that here? Well, the answer is that they did get enough voters to sign, registered voters to sign. We won an audit, and Nicole Galloway, a Democrat, came in and looked at the city books and found out that, surprise, the mayor and most of the city council had been stealing, including, part of the water and sewer funds. And guess what? They did charge, threaten these officers with felonies, and pretty well got them to agree to resign if they would sign off on a misdemeanor, so they wouldn't be felons and have to pay a little pittance of what they stole. And that's what they did. And then, okay, well, we can't run a water and sewer system. We're just not able to. We're just too small. Well, guess what? The Missouri American Water System came in and said, well, we'll buy it from you. We'll go ahead and pay for it. We'll go ahead and get you where you have water and sewer. And by a vote last year of 49-4, they voted to sell it to the Missouri American Water System, and just a week ago, they finalized the sale to the Missouri American Water System. So anyway, I've heard rumors that the Missouri American Water System wants to, or might want to, buy Granby system, which is 3 times as much, and which initially I was against 7 years ago, back when the water system was flailing. They went ahead in the 2014-2015 under Richard Oisler, went ahead and told Richard Oisler that and the water report, anybody wants to look at, they don't want the thing to go out, but you can ask to see it. And that 64% of it was leaking out here. They were only billing for about a third, and Jim Channel lied here. I mean, he's the main one who's in charge of keeping the thing fixed out. We don't want to. I mean, he used to want to go ahead and dig the graves in the cemetery because he'd get $400 for 60 diggings, so you get $24,000 digging on company, Granby City time during the weekday. And I'll grant you, he knows how to run a backhoe. He also knows how to go ahead and steam everything he can from Granby. So here he is. He's him and Victor Coggin and the rest. Oh, that was a very accurate report. Oh, it was a very accurate report. But the money shot is that what they want to do is build tower number 3 and well number 3 to store up only for certain times enough of the sulfur to go ahead if they really need it. You see, Granby's well number 1, if you come into town, was dug in 1906. And the tower was built in 1907. Now we're still up there. It cost a lot less, about $100,000 or so back then, which was a good deal of money, I guess, back then. But what the problem with Granby is it has all these mine shafts, and they lead to where the sewage and the water, which drains, has a couple 100-foot advantage toward heading to where the aquifer is. Now, well number 2, which is on Tower Road, outside where they dug, has relatively clean water. Well number 3 is sulfur. So when they dug well number 2, along with its tower, they shut down well number 1 because it has so damn much sulfur in it. Jamie Arnell, North Ward council member, about the only one I could talk to. And she, her and I always disagree. But I can talk to her. And she, about 2 years ago, put the tap on her building next door to City Hall, and God, it stunk like sulfur. I myself stopped drinking the water in 2019. And one thing I keep on asking anybody, Do you drink Granby water? No. Okay. I mean, I need to go ahead and write a blog about the man who would not drink Granby water, but I have not seen anybody who admits to drinking Granby water. They drink a bottle or whatever. So, any case, for people who think, oh, I'm going to go ahead and dig my own well. No, not in Granby you're not. Because they already have enough contaminants going down to contaminate the pool 1,290 feet here, and they're not going to let anybody dig a new contaminant hole. They got that problem bad enough. So, here it is leaking, and Jim Channel reduces it to 60%, and then goes back up to 62% or whatever. And I remember, old T. Rampage Gamble, we need a new water system. I said, well, how much does it cost to fix the one you got? I don't know. Why not? Well, it's not just the part here. What happens is that it takes, man hours and machinery hours, and we don't know what it is. I said, why not? Why don't you make Jim Channel go ahead and fill out a worksheet of when he starts and when he stops, and you'll know exactly how many man hours and how many machine hours you have. Machine hours have that. Well, we can't do that. Jim won't like it. Okay, well, who gives a shit? Jim, if you don't want, Jim Channel, if you don't want to work, well, hey, go do something else. You've been fired before, and then you've been, stupidly let back in. Yeah. I mean, about the only thing I see that you're even good at, other than running backhoe, is, from what I gather, looking at internet porn or, getting on your Facebook channel or whatever here. You know what I mean? So, any case, now, after a scam too far about the, stormwater sewer thing here, to where they should have just hired another heavy duty laborer to simply do the digging and spend $150,000 on changing it from ultraviolet to aeration. But that is the problem with Granby. Right now, this is the crooked shit that Lana Price, a.k.a. Fat Lana, Crooked Ira's Brain, a.k.a. the She-Mares, she did. And here it is, data posting. What happens is that this one, where it says data posting, I didn't see on the bulletin board until Tuesday of last week here when they came back. And I went ahead and asked for, well, can you go ahead and just give it to me? No. I seen the other one, public notice from the Missouri Department of Natural Resources, dated July 8th. Now that had been, I seen that, I think in about the second half of August. But either case, a lot of Price does not post this stuff until the time for public comment is over. So I think that these people who are going to give out these permits, these grants, see, what they want to do is that they want to have, pretty well get free funding for $750,000 and $1 million. So essentially they want to have about half of it paid. Half of it paid. Now the reason that the 2015 survey didn't work, they said in order to get any free money, you have to raise your rates by 229%. So they raised the rates by 100%. Bought a $30,000 smoker for the sewer and a $5,000 camera, and then left it in, they just simply pocketed money. And that is the reason that T. Rampage and Jim Channel, they don't want to fix this thing. What they want is all this money to flow in for grants. And then they get a whole bunch of kickbacks. They get a whole bunch of kickbacks for these grants. That's all it is. And just like what? A little bit over 2 years ago when I ran, you had Ashley Edgman, who didn't tell people that he was a survey crew for Alger Martin here under his campaign thing. He left it quiet until he ran off to Florida. And Bill, Will, or as I call him, Bill the Butt Licker Barrett, He went ahead and ran off the cartridge. So here they are, they stuck Granby citizens for the next 40 years, paying $3.5 million or more for a stormwater sewer plant that, actually only needed $150,000 to change it from ultraviolet to whatever. That could have been paid for by these COVID grants. But no, they want to go ahead and give Barry flat $82,000 of it. Why? Because Barry, he doesn't believe in ordinary people. He doesn't believe in ordinary people getting to put a single wide trailer on their own property. And since he couldn't get the Newton County Sheriff's Department or the city marshal at the time to enforce his crooked ordinances that he had no intention of obeying, had to go ahead and get a crooked Granby Police Department. Granby, Missouri is a racketeer operation. No different than Jackson, Mississippi. Pretty well, your white Negroes really have no more morals than the black Negroes. Really, when it comes down to it. That's what you have in Granby. And I'm posting it a few places where you can see. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this up on my webpage. I'm going to put it up on Granby Uncensored. The problem is that, hey, when I tell about the crookedness, Crooked Ira, or, literally, of the 2020 or 2022 candidates, only me and Crooked Ira are still around. Only me and Crooked Ira are still around. Bill Buttlicker and Ashley Edmond ran off, and Pig Smells Wolf, Joanne Lamp, and Senile Heifer Joyce Mann croaked of the COVID. Thank God. Ding dong, the bitches are dead. The evil bitches, the evil bitches. Ding dong, the wicked bitches are dead. I hope they died in agony and, especially enjoying their stay in hell. I'll go ahead and get something like about that in a minute here. But no. Look, folks. Public notice. Didn't want to go ahead and just give it to me here, even though it was well past today. That's what Boss Press does. She goes ahead and waits till after the time for commenting is over. Not front and center, but puts it off to the side behind the equal opportunity nonsense and all this other stuff here. That's where she puts it. After the time for public comment is over. She don't want public comment, certainly not for me. So I'll go ahead and notify Missouri DNR, the Missouri Attorney General. I'm running against him for United States Senator. And so, guess what here? What does Purcell, Missouri, Jackson, Mississippi, and Granby, Missouri have in common? And the answer is just simply endemic political corruption. To where, guess what? The people involved don't have clean drinking water. What they have sewer lines here being blocked up and contaminating their public drinking water system. And what causes that? Corrupt city councilmen, corrupt civic leaders, corrupt city employees who do nothing but steal. And then they come running to the Mississippi legislature, which is white, mainly white, or the Missouri legislature, which is mainly white and corrupt Republicans. Please, you gotta help us live. So what happens? We don't have a water and sewer system here. It's all screwed up. Well, hey, we want a brand new drinking straw to suck up sulfur and sewage water here. Come. That's what we want. We're just not able to run it. No. Let's not tell the Missouri American water system about that here, because otherwise they might buy our system and pretty well just charge a price which will be maybe a half or third what's already done, not counting the debt. Because we need to have our kickbacks. So anyway, in the case of Purcell, if Granby wants to do bail, they're going to have to go the Purcell route. They're going to have a real city audit from the state government. Crooked Ira, Fat Lana, rest of the council critters, some of them, hopefully, go to jail. Hopefully, they'll go ahead and charge them with felonies. And then at the very end, well, guess what? Granby, Missouri isn't able to run a water and sewer system. I mean, they've proven that. They just let it fall apart. And we're not going to go ahead and, we're not going to go ahead and put the debt burden here for the next 50 years, especially by people who vote and then run off. No. Just simply sell it to the Missouri American water system. And maybe have them charge an extra $1 a week like they do for trash collection. So that Granby can have a small one. And, oh no, what about police? Well, guess what? That goes back to Newton County. You go ahead and give Newton County a satellite station. And if you still need policemen, bring back the city marshal. And he can run around in a small car with a cell phone, calling in to the Newton County Police. And you go ahead and make Granby to where it's more like Mayberry rather than Gomorrah. Anyway, this Pastor Mark Lindstead is about 5 minutes to 4. Hail victory.